morning, Dean.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here. It is our pleasure to have Assistant Professor Dr. Kwam Pisanu here. And since we know that it is a pretty much hard time for everyone, especially the one who works in the hospitality and tourism industry. The COVID, since the epidemic started in the late January, the situations is getting serious in the ends of March. And the economic impacts from our research department has clearly shown that the economic impact could be as large as 120,000 million baht for the case of loss of tourism income, international tourism income in Phuket. However, we believe that this is not the first time that our tourism industry had passed the rough time, has passed the difficulties. For example, as you can see from the slide, that we have passed many situations. The most severe situation would be in the case of tsunami at the late of 2004. By the following years, the GDP or GPP of Phuket, the economics Phuket has suffered, let's say, 15% contractions. Since you are already here, you have been in the faculty for more than decades. You have been in Phuket for more than 3 decades. What do you think about the future prospects of the tourism and hospitality industry, especially in these regions?
Thank you, Dr. Chayanant. I think the tourism industry in Phuket and in Thailand will continue to grow, even though this is a very, very difficult time for hospitality and tourism industry worldwide, not only in Phuket. But once we get through this crisis, I'm sure that tourism will be even stronger again, and Thailand will still rely on tourism as the main industry. And this is very, very important that we continue to produce our graduates to be able to work in a very complex tourism industry. And, the industry will be even more challenging, more complex, which requires lots of skills and expertise. We need to prepare our students for that.
I would like to reinforce the point that the Dean has recently made. For example, in the years 2006, we actually Phuket's GPP and others province GPP, right? For example, Krabi, we actually come back at the 2-digit growth. This is a true reflection that sooner or later this time would pass and the expansion is ahead. But as we personally discussed, we thought that there is some specific characteristic of this events, of these situations. As the Dean has said, the complex skill would be even more needed. Yes. So basically the role of education is to enhance, to upgrade, to alleviate the skill of the learners. And we are quite confident that this could be a perfect time for prospective students to challenge their career paths with our program. Our program's MBA programs has been recently ranked by French organizations. Edu Universals, they ranked our MBA program as the 41st positions according to the world rankings, according to their rankings. And let me remark one important point that we believe that the tourism industry would come back is Phuket's tourism income is 449,000 million baht in the year 2018. The competitive of these figures derive from 2 factors. The first one is the number of the visitors that we have per year, 14.41 million visitors. That's huge amounts. And that is the second most important city in tourist destination in Thailand. And another advantage is the average spending per head per day is the highest in Thailand, 7,766 baht. The recent survey by the Mastercard 2019 also support this. The tourist per residential income is among the highest in the world. Actually, is the highest in the world. It means that our one local residents make revenues from the tourists more than any place in the world. Since the Andaman tourism, since the Andaman sector, since the Andaman area is considered as the most important, one of the most important destination for Thailand tourism industry. This is since you are here longer than me, and you have supervised a significant number of your advisees. What do you think about the advantage of studying this MBA program with us? What are the key advantages that the student would enjoy this advantage?
We have a lot of highlights about our MBA program, but let me emphasize that this is very good time for us to upgrade our skill, to increase our qualifications, so that we will be ready to face those upcoming challenges of the industry, and that would add a lot of advantages to people to be able to work in the industry, because this is demanded by the industry. We have many advantages available for our students when they come to study with us. For example, I can say that our faculty of Hospitality and Tourism is a truly international faculty. Our programs, both undergrad and postgrad master degrees, are truly international. We are providing all the classes, everything is conducted in English, but it's not only the language that is international. We provide a very international atmosphere where lots of our lecturers and also students are international students from all over the world coming to study with us. For our master program, we are proud that many governments in Asian countries, they trust in our program and they provide scholarships for their employees who work in the government sector to come to study with us for MBA program, and then once they graduate, they go back to develop their tourism industry in their own country. For example, in Laos, in Cambodia, in Indonesia, in Bhutan, for example. And some of them also study with us, and once they graduate, they go back to become lecturers to teach and produce graduates in their own country to help their tourism industry. Another thing is we are very proud of our collaborations, both with the industry and also with university worldwide. We have many partners, top universities all over the world. For example, we have partner university, top university in hospitality and tourism in Hong Kong, PolyU, and we invite professors, and not only from this university but also many other universities to come and teach and share experience with our students. We have a lot of scholarships available. For example, we provide full degree tuition fee waive scholarships to a number of students who are qualified. We also have partial scholarship to support their research, and some of them choose to become research assistants and help our lecturers to conduct research. That help them financially, but not only that increase their research skills and be able to help them to increase their expertise as well. Most of the classes that we provide are conducted on weekends, so that allows bachelor graduate students who are working in the industry to study at the same time as they're working in their full-time job, so that they can have free time to study during weekends. And most of classes are conducted during that time, so that they can work during weekdays and then study during weekend. That will help them financially, that they can support themselves, and at the same time they will be able to bring their experience from their work into the classes and share with their friends. We organize lots of study tours and many activities. This is an advantage of located in a world-class tourist destination. We bring our students to see the real world, to see the real tourism attractions, destinations, and organizations. Most of them are world-class, and students will be able to experience real world, not only to study in class together with international students, but also to have access to the real world laboratories available in Phuket. Yes. And we have 3 options available for our students to choose from. They can either choose to conduct 100% research, 100% thesis, plan A, or they can choose plan A2 to conduct half of research and then half of coursework, or they can emphasize on coursework and conduct mini thesis as well. So 3 plans available for them to choose from. Yeah.
For more information, they can visit the website.
Yep.
Yeah, and which we have the specific detail about the which plans are better suited according to their requirements. And one of the things that I would like to remark is that this is the perfect time, even when the industry come back, even when the tourism come back, you still students can continue study, because our class are conducted in the weekends.
Yeah.
And the most important thing that Dean has emphasized is the research, the capabilities of doing research, especially in tourism and hospitality industry. Since we are located in tourism destinations, it is relatively easy for our students to gain an access to the data.
Yep.
Yeah, it is one of the competitive advantage. You yourself, our dean has wrote many papers about gastronomy, and his publication is in the high-ranking journals. And could you please share the experience of how you developed your research papers, how the research process between advisor and advisee properly are conducted throughout the learning process?
I have to emphasize that because Prince of Songkla University is a research university. There are more than 150 universities in Thailand, but there are only 9 research universities in Thailand, and Prince of Songkla University is one of those 9 research universities. So all lecturers are required to conduct research and publish papers in international journals. And this is something that we are working very hard with our lecturers, with our professors, to conduct research and come up with manuscripts and papers to be able to publish at international levels. At our faculty, all of our lecturers who are qualified to teach MBA programs must graduate with PhD, and they must conduct research regularly. So every lecturer will need to not only to teach but also to write papers, conduct research, and they need to publish maybe 1 or 2 papers every year. So that requires a lot of research skills built over time. All of them have international qualifications as well. And our MBA students will have very good opportunities to work with these lecturers, with these professors. So we sit together and then we help them develop research proposal, very, very important issues in the industry. And then each student is allocated with one professor to guide them through the research process, to work with professors, guide them through the research process. So basically the thesis is jointly conducted, jointly researched between the student and the lecturer, so that they will be able to complete the thesis, the research that will benefit the industry, but at the same time will have sufficient level of academic.
Yes.
And the requirement of our program is that once you complete your thesis, you must be able to write a paper out of the thesis and publish in journals, domestic journals or international journals, or present the paper to international conference. And all of our students are able to do this, and this is the skill that we want to build and make sure that our students will be able to acquire once they complete the program.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting and very direct to the point explanations. But one thing that I would like to remark is that in the time of uncertainty, all business person know that in the time of uncertainty, all the business, all the managers, all the management level, they know that in the time of uncertainty, knowledge is the most important things. You can observe that in this COVID time, people explore more research. People try to use the data to make a decisions, even at the provincial levels or at national levels. we all seek for the related research that would enable us to make the data. From now on, even though the tourism industry will come back, but from now on, even though without COVID-19, data-driven or research-driven decision-making process is the key to the success of the new players in the tourism and hospitality industry. And we are quite confident that our program is one of the programs in Thailand that would enable you, that would equip you with sufficient levels, with the sufficient knowledge of research, doing research and managing the hospitality and tourism industry business as well. Thanks, Dean, for your
Thank you very much, Dr.
participation.
Chayanant.
Thanks for your
inviting
presence as well.
Thank you.